Hey guys, TMR. Just another quick video follow-up to the previous video I just uploaded regarding the United Nations agenda through these staged shootings and psyops we see, and in the scripts of through these crisis actors we see, and it containing subtle spiritual programming that ties into the United Nations one world religion agenda. So if you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link below. But I didn't mention the gun control aspect in that video because that kind of goes without saying. Most of us are aware of the gun control agenda. That's what these staged fake shootings are all about. But so there's several aspects to these psyops, as always. So in my view, there's three aspects to this. Number one, gun control. Number two, the desensitizing people to this bizarre, emotionless, robotic behavior that we see with these crisis actors as something that's normal, conditioning people to accept a synthetic reality through the media. That's number two. Number three is the spiritual aspect, the spiritual brainwashing taking place, rooted in the United Nations Theosophical New Age doctrine. You see that in the script. You see that reflected in the script that these crisis actors are reading. So when they are talking about forgiveness, love, wanting to hug the shooter within 24 hours and doing constant news cycles within 24 hours, that's a different kind of forgiveness. There's a creepy agenda beneath the surface of that. And so most of us can see that once you take a step back and look at that. Okay, now Alice Bailey, of course, the spiritual mother of the United Nations, she didn't even write her books. Okay, her work was constructed, admittedly, by some spiritual entity, an entity that never physically existed. Okay, so she was basically possessed by a spirit, and wrote about the coming New World Order. And she mentions the New World Order, the phrase New World Order, I don't know, hundreds of times, as does Helena Blavatsky. All these occultists going all the way back have written this. It's all documented, and that's the scary thing about this New World Order system. It's all been laid out there. The plan has been laid out. It's all out there in the open in literature. The United Nations flaunts it. They promote this. They publish her works, and it's coming from some sort of demonic entity, some spiritual, disembodied spirit. I mean, how it doesn't get any creepier than that. Okay, but many people may not be aware that she also wrote about gun control and the disarming of the world. And so I'll read that quote to you now, and that's what this video is about. I want to read this quote to you guys now. In her book, The Externalization of the Hierarchy, page 191, quotes, "In the preparatory period for the New World Order, there will be a steady and regulated disarmament. It will not be optional. No nation will be permitted to produce and organize any equipment for destructive purposes or to infringe the security of any nation. One of the first tasks will be to gradually see to the disarming of the nations." End quote. So this has all been written, and yes, the United Nations is spearheading this gun control agenda and the spiritual brainwashing, the spiritual agenda as well. You can see that reflected in the scripts of these crisis actors, which I pointed out in that video. So every time we see these crisis actors talking about forgiving a killer within 24 hours and being on TV displaying extreme duping delight, glee, no remorse, devoid of any emotion, that sort of thing, we can see this is stemming from a creepy, very creepy Aldous Huxley, Brave New World-esque script from the United Nations. That's what this is. So just be aware of that. And I just wanted to point this quote out. Yes, she wrote about gun control as well. It's all laid out there in their literature. So that's all for now. Thanks, guys.